There's a massive attack on our democracy in many different ways here in Canada. There's the Bill C-11 censorship. There's the gun grab. You have members of parliament that are being silenced in the House of Commons. And now, finally, the Senate is being silenced. That's right. Justin Trudeau and his gang of liberal misfits are after a very based and conservative senator who we've covered many of his videos during the Senate question period. And he's being silenced on certain words on how to describe the Prime Minister of Canada. Welcome back to another video, everybody. This is going to be kind of an emotional one, I suppose, if you're against censorship in the way that a lot of, common sense people are. But before we get into it, of course, I want to encourage you and remind you to give a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It's both two ways that are absolutely free to help grow this channel and combat this massive culture war and Trudeau's algorithm here on YouTube, as well as kind of show off this little sticker here, which is obviously from my when I share my screen, I got me on the moose holding a hammer, right? So those are going to be up for sale soon. But what is currently for sale is this hat. We can match. You can find the link for that down in the description below, as well as the pinned comment. Without further ado, let's get into it. So here you got Senator Don Plett, on Twitter saying, "I'm at a loss for words. What we are supposed to call someone who is incompetent, who plays pretend, or who puts on a sham, I can call them fake or say that they are playing Canadians for fools, but I'm not allowed to use the word that best describes Prime Minister Trudeau and his minister. Watch." And watch is exactly what we are about to do.
Liberal government leader, Minister Mendocino wasn't the only one acting surprised that Paul Bernardo was moved out of maximum security. We're now told the Prime Minister learned of the jail transfer the day before his minister did, and PMO staff knew about it for months. Under a Speaker's ruling, Leader, I'm not allowed to call it what it is. But yesterday, your friends were quick to come to the rescue on another point of order to further restrict our language. I can say the incompetent Prime Minister and his minister were acting, pretending, or putting on a sham. I can call them fake or say they are playing Canadians for fools. But I am not allowed to say that they lied. The word that best describes what they did and who they are. Leader, I'm at a loss for words. Not very often. Senator Gold, when something is said that is not true, is misleading, or is a lie, what language would you suggest that we use in this chamber?
English.
Senator Gold.
Well, thank you for your question and for the offer to, as the son of an English teacher, to school you. I think actually the best advice I could give would be to listen to the very impressive speech by the former leader of the Conservative Party, Mr. Aaron O'Toole, that he delivered in the chamber.
We covered that speech on this YouTube channel, and that was the most corrupt speech that we've ever heard. I broke it down. It didn't do as well as I thought it would on the channel, but that's probably Trudeau's algorithm playing, its part. But a reminder, a little crash course on what he said was basically Aaron O'Toole, the previous corrupt leader of the Conservative Party, thinks that social media is being weaponized in politics, and that basically people in the House of Commons, people during question period, and members of Parliament, and he's specifically talking about the current Conservative Party leader, Pierre Poilievre, which is weird. He's attacking his own, saying that they're just saying certain things in the House for clicks and for views, and that's so out of line. If it wasn't for social media, people wouldn't have as much of an interest or investment into Canadian politics or politics in general. Anything that we cover on here is raw, unedited footage of House of Commons and question period and stuff like that. So how could it possibly be taken out of context? We watch videos unedited, we comment on them, I provide an opinion piece, and I break things down into a consumable way. So Aaron O'Toole is a sellout, and he will not be missed. The fact that a liberal senator, this guy right here on screen, is quoting Aaron O'Toole just goes to show how messed up the system is.
Because he reminded all of us parliamentarians, and he included himself in that, to his great credit, that both the language of debate and the way in which more attention is being paid to creating video clips to serve the algorithms for likes is debasing our politics and is a danger to which we should all be responsibly attentive.
Senator Platt.
Well, thank you for that advice. I'll tell you who we did listen to again today. We listened to Minister Mendocino again today when he did media. Minister Mendocino has said that he invoked the Emergencies Act under the advice of law enforcement,
which he was never given.
That, leader, was not true. The minister then said Beijing's police stations in Canada were shut down. Again, not true. The minister said his amendments on Bill C-21 didn't target hunting rifles or law-abiding gun owners. Not true. Mm-hmm. The minister, Prime Minister and Minister Mendocino both said a memo about Beijing targeting Michael Chong nevertheless ceases. But again, leader, that was not true. The morning the SNC-Lavalin scandal broke, the Prime Minister stood before reporters and said, the allegations in the Globe story are false. Again, leader, not true. And now we can add when they knew about the jail transfer of Paul Bernardo to that list. What word can I call this, leader? Aside from a lecture that Aaron O'Toole gave about decorum, what word can I call that? What word would be acceptable to you, and what word does not negatively affect your delicate ears or that of your Liberal colleagues?
Wow.
Senator Gold.
Thank you for your question. If my ears were as delicate as you pretend, I'm not sure that I would be able to even hear, much less answer your question. I think with regard to the many statements you made, I've answered them on so many occasions, and I know others are waiting for to ask their questions. So I refer you all to those previous answers. But let us be clear. Again, speaking as a former, a
Liberal's line when he says that.
There is a difference between a statement that proves that is corrected and for which corrections were made, with regard, and the allegations of misleading or lying. First of all, secondly, with regard to the questions surrounding the transfer of Paul Bernardo, once again, our thoughts are with the families of Kristen French and Leslie Mahaffey. As you would now know, and I state now here in this chamber, the minister has issued a ministerial direction to the Correctional Service to ensure, first, that victims' rights must guide the decision-making process. Second, that victims of inmate transfers between maximum and medium security institutions are informed. And third, that the Minister of Public Safety must be formally and directly notified by the Correctional Service in advance of the transfer of any high-profile or dangerous offenders. The Minister will also be working with the Privacy Commissioner to make sure that the public interest demands are met with regards to the legitimate expectations of privacy and the protection of those who hold such rights. It's imperative that victims' rights be at the center of the correctional system, and that's what the Minister has instructed his staff and the correctional services to do.
Senator Boisvenu.
So they try to gaslight Canadians. They're trying to say, look, that's not what's happening. That's not what we said. This is how it is. And the reality, I'm going to be a Liberal right now. The reality is, the fact of the matter is that they're trying to control the narrative. You're not crazy for thinking that. You're not crazy. I tell myself this every day. I wake up in the morning and I go, am I crazy for thinking these things? Am I crazy for thinking that they're lying to us? Because not only am I being told that by conservatives and Blog and NDP, as a matter of fact, but that's what I come to my own conclusion. And you might also come to that conclusion independently without even watching my videos. So we have to ask ourselves, are we crazy for coming to this conclusion? And that answer is, well, for me, it's no. I don't believe that I am crazy for thinking that the government is trying to censor everybody, that they're trying to control the narrative, and then they gaslight us Canadians. And it's frustrating. That's what you call Banana Republic. That's what you call communism. So I'll pass the question off to you. How do you feel about this? Does this piss you off? Do you feel like you're being gaslit by the Liberals? Do you feel like you're being lied to? Do you feel like they're trying to manipulate you? Because frankly, that's really how it seems. But Nonetheless, thanks for watching. I look forward to reading the comments down below. I'd like to encourage you to give a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for making it to the end of the video. If you want to support the channel financially, you can do so by checking out the merch shop linked right up there. Or if you want to do something for free, which is also absolutely acceptable and highly encouraged, you can subscribe right there. If you want to continue watching videos like this, you can do so by clicking or tapping right there to watch the next upcoming video. And if you want to watch a little bit of different content, but also Canadian stuff, you can do so by clicking right up there. That's my second channel, House of Canada, also known as the House of Commons Highlights. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.